Howdy folks, Scott Grove, Dr. Groovy of GroovyMusicLessons.com to give you all some very helpful information today. A lot of people have asked me about where to keep their guitars when they're not using them. Should they put them on a stand that sits on the floor? Should they hang them from their necks, from the ceilings? Should they put them in their guitar cases? Should they store them upright? Should they store them laying down so you just pick it up with the handle and carry it out? And so forth and so on. You could do whatever you want. It's totally up to you. But time has proven a few things that we simply would not have known had there not been time going on. Okay, so one thing time has taught us. UV rays are bad for certain finishes, especially the original nitrocellulose finishes used on, primarily Gibsons and, well, most of the older guitars. They would put, the good old, the one everybody loves, like the cherry finish that you would see on your 335s or your Les Paul Juniors, anything that wasn't a TV color, or just a whole lot of different Gibson guitars that had, SGs especially, that had that cool reddish cherry finish, Explorers and stuff from back in the day. And music stores would put those in the display windows, or they would simply have them hanging up on wall hangers in their store, and the UV rays would play havoc on them. Nobody knew what was doing this, but you would take a guitar off of a wall from someplace such as Manny's or any vintage shop or whatever, and back then they weren't vintage yet, but just huge stores, and the backs of the guitars would look beautiful. They were still that red, beautiful color, and the fronts would all of a sudden be like a walnut brown. And they finally determined that with the particular formula used in the nitro, mixing with UV rays coming from either the sun shining directly into the store, hitting the front of these guitars that are in the display windows, either just hanging there or on a guitar stand, that would change the color of the front of the guitar, but not the back. So it don't take long for that to happen. So remember that. Also, the same thing would happen throughout the entire store, because they were pretty much always using fluorescent lighting to light up these big stores. And fluorescent lighting does put off a lot of UV rays. Nowadays, that we know differently, they make filters, plastic, as long as the tubes are on the lights. You just simply slip the lights into those filter tube things, put them back in like you normally would, and you're fine against anything, because the UV rays have been totally blocked. But we didn't know this back then, so everybody has a whole bunch of red and brown guitars. Okay, so that's what made it bad to hang them up in the old days. So that old myth has stuck around. Okay, things have long progressed since then. People know about this now. Nobody hangs up their guitars in a music store with UV rays exposed to all their guitars. So now they can take all these great old 1959 Sunburst Les Pauls and without fear hang them up and let them hang decade after decade on nitro safe hangers. Okay, a lot of hangers and guitar stands and so forth are not nitro safe, so they will take the finish right off, right where it hangs, right where it touches. Or a guitar stand will take it right off the back of your neck and the 2 points where it touches on the bottom of the body. Still to this day. They did change the formula of the nitrocellulose over the years so that it would check differently, all the cracks. People like that look, so they left it in so that they would continue to check, because people like their guitars, some folks, just strictly like them to look older, faster. So you can actually order in different formulas of nitrocellulose depending on how quickly you want your guitar to look old. Okay, now for all the rest of the guitars and people asking, should I hang them, should I put them in my case, blah blah blah. Hanging them is by far the best route to go. It's, of course, the way I go. I don't have a single guitar on a guitar stand. If I do, then I hang them from a guitar that's hung by the headstock on the guitar stand when I go to a gig. Let me grab the camera and we shall show you around a bit. Okay, like any music store would be, everything here, and that's where all these hangers came from, were just closed up music stores, and I decided to buy up their inventory. So you have all your Nitro Gibson stuff hanging here, and these are Nitro safe hangers. These are made by String Swing. Everything made by String Swing is fine and dandy for any guitar, any age. You can go all the way back as early as you want to and feel totally safe with them hanging from anything via String Swing. If you go out and make your own out of some rubber tubing, chances are you made something that will end up messing your guitar up royally. Okay, so from the, again, String Swing makes very high quality products. These can hang here all day, all night, all year, all millennium, and no, it does not hurt a single thing by hanging your guitar from the neck. No problems at all, no matter what you've read, no matter what you've heard. These are just very, very old things that, again, that just stemmed from the old stories when they were hanging in music stores and they would change colors. And then people would start running off and making up their own stories because it was hanging by its neck that this and that happened. No, it is fine and dandy as long as you do it from a quality product. Again, that is Nitro safe, and if it is Nitro safe, then it is definitely lacquer safe. Okay, so, well, everything's lacquer, so it's polyurethane safe for you folks that are using Fender guitars and so forth. Now, let's see, real quick. Here we'll have some more String Swing stuff sitting back here. Same thing sitting right back here for the wall hanger stuff that you guys want. Please use those. You'll be fine and dandy. When it comes down, I do have a couple old junky things that somebody made laying around here. Why I've still got them here instead of the String Swings, I don't know. I've got hundreds of the real deals out in the garage, but you'll see these things all over eBay. No. That will kill your guitar. That will eat the nitro right off of your Gibsons and everything the day you hang your guitar on it. So don't buy that junk off eBay. There's some where the same company and they do them in the shape of a diamond, blah blah blah. It's just where they go out and buy a whole bunch of these little screw-in things here, and then they just quickly route a little piece of wood and sell them to you, like 30 of them for $5. Don't buy those. The Epiphone's hanging on here because it is actually a polyurethane finish, so if it was nitro, I would actually have no finish at all on the headstock underneath here and underneath here. It's just the way that works. So again, feel totally free to hang everything from String Swing products. You will be fine and dandy. Okay, here's the main thing I wanted to get to. Guitar cases, what should you do about them, blah blah blah. Okay, have I swung around enough? Of course I grabbed just a couple of, well, just so I'll show you real quick, because I love to show t-shirts for whatever reason. Yes, I've been waiting for this guitar shirt to come in forever, and 800 Octane finally got this shirt in for me. But yeah, the infamous Gibson Les Paul busted headstock shirt. I just, something about that I just find humorous. Okay, here's a old Gibson L6S case. Now, I broke out Gibson cases just because I did. I like to rip on them as often as I can. But, cases, they're all different. But here's the reason why Look at that. Clear as a bell. Isn't that pretty? Most cases these days don't have just a couple little puffy jobs here that sit against your guitar. Most of them will be quite padded throughout the entire case. Therefore, you will get that look across the entire case, the entire way. You'll see everything all the way down to where your volume knobs are supposed to be at and everything. But look, folks, that is strictly grime. That is dirt. That is sweat. That is cigarette smoke. That is just part of rosewood or ebony or even maple. Depends on the L6S that happened to go with this particular guitar. A lot of them had maple fingerboards. Here's where the bridge goes. That is just crap that is on your guitar if you don't clean your guitar. Now, do you want to keep your guitar in there with brand new strings and all your other stuff that has been cleaned so well? Do you want to throw it back in there? Your answer better be no. You're like, well, what do I do? That. Okay? Again, I am here to teach you. You decide whatever you want to do. But if you have this situation going, here in the deep into the 21st century, wow, I almost flubbed that. Imagine Scott Grove screwing something up. 21st century, we have handheld steamers. You can steam that right out. Okay, your entire case. Get rid of decades and decades, this is from the 70s, of all this. And bring it back to as clean as it can possibly be. And then, yeah, sure, go ahead. Keep your guitar in the case if you would like. No big deal. Should I lay it down? Should I stand it up? It really don't matter. Depends on the guitar you have. If you have, the original 60s, these things, the Firebirds, the headstocks break off of them when you put it in the case. Because of the banjo tuners on the back, yes, the case is the biggest enemy of these guitars. So, yes, of course, I still have the original case, but it is dangerous to put it in that case. So I actually carry it around in an Epiphone case that will not let it beat itself up. Okay, so for me, yeah, 100%. Best way to do it. Leave them out where you can play them. Leave them out where your hygrometer is actually doing something. You're humidifying them. You don't have to, I know most of you don't have 200 guitars laying around, so you don't have to worry about 200 humidifier little things that you stick in every single case and you have to change every single day. So again, if you have crap in your case, you don't want to put your clean guitar or your guitar with the new strings right up against all the dirt. That's just going against everything that is logical at all. If you clean all of this out, and I mean all of it, because it will grow mold, it will grow all kinds of little creatures. So just think about it. It is just pure, simple, basic duh. Do you want to put your brand new strings against there and open up your case and find out that your strings are dead purely because you left it in the case? You're like, I didn't even get to play it. Well, it's in there with all that sweat, all that grime, all that dirt, everything that is causing mold, spores to grow in here, and all that junk got in your case while you had it sitting next to the front door to go to the gig tomorrow. You put new strings on it and you set it there. You get to the gig, open up your case, grab your guitar, get ready to play. Your strings are dead. This is why. Okay, so either clean your case very well and very often, or keep your guitar out of there as much as possible and put something over top of your guitar, like a nice cheesecloth or a very nice some sort of little baby blanket, something that is lint free, and you'll be fine. Okay, the other thing that you should not do. Okay, these are the old chainsaw cases by Gibson. This here's a 1975. Yeah, from that Gibson Marauder Custom. Okay, is this. Yep, so many people do this. You leave your strap on your guitar like this, especially these leather ones that have suede on the back of them, or any strap at all. That's just asking for trouble. I mean, you are just sitting there spewing sweat all day long. And then you're going to take your guitar, you're going to put it in the case, then put it down. I'll show you something else in a second. And then you're just going to take your strap and honestly throw it right over top of the guitar strings like that. Tons of sweat, tons of dirt, tons of crap. Then you're going to lock it in the case where it can get nothing else but just squishing dirt and sweat between your strings, between all these nice little wrappings. Sorry about that. But, come on, camera. But you know what I mean. So, that is going to get in between every one of these. And again, totally dead guitar strings. If you're using flat wounds, I know, who cares? But again, if you don't clean this mess up, now you see how beautiful this stuff is? It's because I take care. I don't have a guitar that is messed up. I don't have any guitars that are messed up. Everything I have, even the old stuff, is, 100% mint. There's not a ding on these things. You're like, well, they're supposed to be played, blah, blah. They are played, people. I just take care of my stuff. And I'm here to teach you to do the same if you care to. This is from somebody having it before me. There you go, Dirty Nuts. Don't you love Dirty Nuts? Okay, again. There you go. Who knows how much crud is in those indentations unless you actually use a portable steam cleaner to get it out. We shall never know unless you try. But this guitar does have a secret. It was, not me, but it was hung up by the neck on probably one of these crappy eBay hangers. Again, if you see these, run, run, run. Or just simply remember, do not hang a guitar with a nitro finish on them. But somebody did. Ta-da, let's see. Let's get a good view for you. Dun, da, da, da. There you go. Zoom back, that's all I can get. Alright. Well, if that's all it's going to give me, let's put it down here where it will zoom in on it. There you go. So that's from hanging it. And this looks pretty good compared to like a Les Paul that has a ton of this stuff on it, where it would actually go from a nice color back there like black, and then it would actually show the white of the wood under it. So that's simply from hanging on the wrong kind of rubber on a hanger. Right over here, it's going to be the same thing. Nothing has cracked back here. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just somebody has put it on a couple of different kind of hangers. See, it ate all the way to the wood. That's simply eating through nitro finishes. Will polyurethane finishes do that like on fenders? No, it will not. So you can decide right now if you want to even mess with nitro finishes, because they will do this even with the new formulas. You just have to be very careful what you do with them. Okay? Everything is susceptible to something. Put paint thinner on any guitar is going to not be good for it. But that's what happens with the wrong products that you hang them on. Again, had this been on a guitar stand, the back of the neck, let's take a look. It does have it looks more like a play spot wear than it does where the back of a stand would go. So I don't see it there, but on the bottom of the guitar there is a slight place here That is not where a guitar stand thing would go. That looks like somebody's negligence. So it doesn't look like it was sitting on a guitar stand anywhere. It was just hanging on a piss poor, that style of hanger. So anyway, again, that's about all I really wanted to go over today on this particular thing. Again, rosewood fingerboards are the dirtiest things you can possibly get, so watch out for those in a case. I know some of you Les Paul players have the shrouds that go over top of those. You have to clean those too. You can't just expect them to be clean. You have to take care of, you have to clean your cases if you are going to store them in there. So just use your heads. Are you going to encapsulize your baby in a dirty case and just hope it comes out okay? Are you going to take it to the gig and then honestly come off stage and then not even take the time to put that in the compartment that was made for it? Really? Why would you put it in there anyway and then close the case and let it be full of whatever funk and smegma may develop on your strap later? Even though it's in there, if you were to put a humidifier in there, it would do something to your entire guitar. It would keep it safe. But even a sweat-soaked leather and suede strap is going to do something to your guitar, and it's not going to be good, especially laying right across the nitro finish. It will wear a hole through there, and laying against your strings, it will rust them and corrode them, and none of that's any good. So bad, bad, bad ideas. And again, as far as people wondering, should I take my guitar, should you leave it and store it like this, or should you store it up on end, and just leave them, one against the other, dunk, 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 kind of like I have them up here. It depends on what you say, what kind of space you have. Again, that is just simply the best idea there is. If you don't believe me, again, so be it. I'm just here trying to help you, and you take away from it what you will. But remember, if that's in there, the inside of your case had better be as clean all the time and as well maintained as you want your guitar to stay. Otherwise, your guitar will just simply come out looking like crud all the time, and will end up, over time, going to pot because you're just continually leaving it in a stain-soaked area. So just don't. Okay? So I'm out of here. Once again, Scott Grove, GroovyMusicLessons.com. Please take these little hints. And again, look at your stuff. If you have anything like this, you should be ashamed of yourself. That's just sick and wrong. And yes, that goes for any kind of instrument in the world. Even a trombone, a bonophone, whatever you have. If it is corroded and you put it in a corroded case, you get what's coming to you. It's just sad, sad, sad. So again, string swing. You can't go wrong. Sorry, with that brand. They do it right every single time. Pretty much anything else I've tried has let me down. So if you go pay for these little musicians gear brand things where you buy a guitar stand you buy 5 of them for 20 bucks, chances are, no, they're not going to be nitro safe. So take pride in your instruments. Put them, if you have a $5,000 instrument, treat it like one. Put it in a great case. Keep the case clean, or hang it from what you know is 100% safe for that guitar. Keep your temperature correct. Keep your humidity levels correct for everything. Okay, so if you have more than just a few guitars, it's much better to just keep them out, hang them up, and it's safe to do that now. Again, the decades have gone by. We have all learned from all these years of mistakes at the music stores or at home what will work, what will not work. The wives' tales have grown and spread again, just from, wow, the front turned brown, to, no, you can't hang them up because something will happen. No. That's why every music store in the world hangs them up like this, because that's the way to do it, and keep it away from the little kids, blah blah blah. Then you simply cover up everything that is emitting UV rays, and you're fine, good to go. So keep your case clean, keep your strap out of there. Whether you're putting your guitar in the case at all, except for to go to the gigs, still keep your case clean, because it does have to take a ride every now and then, your guitar. You can't just put it in here and then go throw it in a dirty case to take to the gig. Well, you could, but it will get dirty there and back. So just think it out, kiddies. Be groovy. Lots of more groovy tips coming your way. Take care. Bye-bye.